Dissolution of marriage, of course, commonly known as divorce, still the same thing. It's a legal process that brings a union between man and woman to an end. You know, upon marriage, it is called a union between a man and wife. Dissolution is a legal process that brings that union to an end.
Okay. So you're saying I heard the word legal process. So assuming as at the time, let me say I'm using myself now. The time I married my husband, he had six packs. And one of those days he wakes up with an amusement park. Very big one. And I'm no longer comfortable. So I just pack my bags and run back to my father's house. Does that not end the marriage? Because he said it's a legal process. Just packing my bags and going back, I don't want to like.
No, that doesn't, qualify as dissolution of marriage. In fact, in the eye of the law, you are still both legally married.
Ah.
Except the legal process is seen through before you can say, oh, you are no longer married or the marriage is dissolved.
Okay, so the legal process we are talking about, is it, how does that happen?
Okay, so under our law, there's there are grounds for a man and a woman to bring their union to an end.
Okay.
So it's not just for anyone to just decide to pack up and leave. Now, under the law, for instance, for a man or a woman to petition for divorce to bring the marriage to an end, he or she must be able to establish that the marriage has broken down irretrievably.
Okay.
Yes, when we say the marriage has broken down irretrievably means that you can no longer retrieve the marriage, you can no longer part things up.
So we should just bury it.
Yes, just call it quits. So if you look at the law provides for grounds. Some of them are, for instance, lack of consummation. So it's in the marriage, the respondent, that you have petitioner respondent,
Okay.
has refused to consummate the marriage. For instance, the other party, that the respondent has committed adultery, and the petitioner finds it intolerable to live any longer with the.
So please just wait here. You are saying that if any of the spouses involved in adultery is like you have side chick. That is it.
Exactly.
You can leave your marriage for a child because your husband is following another woman or your wife is following another man.
Yes, that is why the law says finds it intolerable.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you feel I don't mind, I don't care, then no problems. But if you find it intolerable, that is the underlying word.
Okay.
Under the law, then you can petition for a dissolution of the marriage.
Okay, but as long as you don't find it intolerable, you can live with it and nothing happens.
Yes, you can live with it. You can continue living with it. There's also the case of that one of the party, the respondent, has deserted the marriage
Okay.
for a continuous period of at least 1 year before filing the petition for dissolution of the marriage. Another is where they have lived apart for a period of 2 years, continuous period of 2 years. Continuous, that is the underlying word, continuous period of 2 years. The petitioner can bring a petition for divorce or for dissolution of the marriage,
Okay.
where the other party does not have objection to it. However, there's also another one. If they've lived for a continuous period of 3 years,
Okay.
you can also bring a petition for divorce or dissolution of the marriage. This one now, whether the respondent has objection or not, it does not matter. Where the other party has committed a rape or done some things, these are grounds that there are a couple of them.
So there's this story, I like telling stories because I've seen a couple of things. I've not lived long, but I've seen things in this life. There's this particular lady, she's a bank manager, she's doing very well. And she fell in love with this officer. And 6 months after their wedding, she at some point she was pregnant, and the man just went away. He wasn't coming home. He was just busy, and she got very disturbed. She would call him. He would not return her calls, and so at some point she was like, "This is no marriage. I mean, I can't even find my husband," and all of that. So she wanted to leave the marriage, and she wanted to move out of Nigeria. Of course, I don't know, but she had to show that she was single because she didn't have her husband's consent to travel and all of that. So she went to court for a divorce. And the judge just said, "Your marriage is not even up to a year and you want to leave it. No, go back home and get married." Is that not the law forcing somebody to be with somebody you don't want to be with? How can that was it? So the case did not continue.
Yes, of course, under our law, you cannot bring a petition for divorce or dissolution of the marriage if the marriage is not up to at least 2 years old. That's the general rule anyway. The general rule is for you to bring a petition to dissolve a marriage that is not up to 2 years, you need to seek the leave of the court.
Okay.
Probably maybe there are special circumstance, allowing you to bring the petition for divorce. If not, she has to wait for 2 years if she cannot show any special circumstance. Of course, she knew the man was an officer. He's always moving from one place to the other. Probably he's fighting a war somewhere, or she's on a peacekeeping mission. You knew that before getting married to him. So you can't just say, okay, 6 months after our marriage, he traveled. However, there are other circumstances where you can bring a petition for divorce or to dissolve a marriage when it's not up to 2 years.
Okay.
Yes. That is one where the respondent has willfully refused to consummate the marriage. That is one. Another one is where the respondent has committed adultery and the petitioner finds it intolerable to live with that. Or where the respondent has committed rape, sodomy, or bestiality.
Okay.
Yes, these are grounds you can come. Even within 6 months, say, look, I want this marriage dissolved.
Okay. You talked about consummation. What does that mean?
Consummation simply means where the other person refuses to have sexual intercourse with the party bringing the petition.
Okay.
Yes, because it's very key. The parties must be able to have sexual intercourse. So where the other party has willfully, and yes, willfully, that means not because several years ago there was a family friend. After their marriage, the wife became sick. Not before the marriage, after the marriage. And she was bedridden for, weeks or months or so. So, of course, you don't go and have sexual intercourse with somebody who is bedridden, right? So, that one is a different case.
If the person doesn't want to put up with the sickness.
No, that one is another case altogether.
Okay.
Not that she was sick before the marriage.
Okay.
Anybody can fall sick.
Oh.
Yeah, so, but what the law says is where you willfully, knowingly, you touch him or her, say, no, leave me, I don't want to.
I'm not in the mood.
I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood.
But you cannot force somebody to be in the mood.
Exactly. So you can approve the court and say, well, he or she is not in the mood. Okay, whenever you come out of the mood, you can marry someone else. But for now, let me go and marry someone who is in the mood.